a short chronology of how the Bible came to be. In 400 BC, the completion of the first of the Council of Hippo and Carthage and the canon of the Holy Scriptures was solemnly defined.